how to translate graphs in the X and the Y direction in 141 seconds. Let's go. This, guys, is a topic which trips people up all the time, and I can understand why. There's a few different moving parts. Let's try and make it clear. What are we going to do? What is the equation of the line y equals 7x plus 12 when it is firstly translated 2 units right? Guys, when we translate a graph in the X direction, we make the change to the equation directly to the X, and we do the opposite to what we would expect. We're moving positively in the X direction. We're moving to the right. So what we're going to do is we're going to subtract 2 from the X in our equation, and we're going to be left with y equals 7 times by affecting the X directly, X minus 2 plus 12. Because it's in the X direction, we've done it directly to the X, and because it's also in the X direction, we're going to reverse that sign, moving right. That would be a positive movement in the X direction. So instead of adding 2, we subtract 2. Now, what about translating 2 units left? This time we're still moving in the X direction. So the effect is going to be directly to the X in our equation. However, this time we're going to be adding 2 because we're moving in the negative X direction. So the new equation of our line is going to be y equals 7 times by X plus 2 plus 12. Now, in both of these cases, guys, we could simplify, but we've not been asked to here, so we're not going to bother. Now, what about translating 2 units up this time, guys? Because we're moving in the Y direction, we're going to add 2 to the end of our equation, and we're moving in the positive Y direction, so we're going to be adding 2. In the X direction, remember, we reversed the signs. If we were moving in the positive X direction, we subtracted 2. However, moving in the Y direction, we're going to be keeping the sign the same. So what are we going to have? We're going to have Y equals 7x plus 12 plus 2. Now we could simplify that. It's going to give us 14, and I'm not going to do that because I don't have space, but you can imagine what it would look like. Finally, we're going to have translating 2 units down, again moving in the Y direction, this time in the negative Y direction. Because it's in the Y direction, we do it on the end, and because it's in the Y direction, we keep the sign as what we would expect it to be. So what are we going to have? We're going to have that y is equal to 7x plus 12, and then we're going to take our 2 away. That guy, oh, not take 10 away, take 2 away. We would be left with 10. What are we going to have? We're going to have y equals 7x plus 10. That would be the simplified version.